everyone, it's Evangeline, and today we have our ARB fridge slide for your ARB Zero fridge freezers. We're going to take a look at it right here at etrailer. Why would you get a fridge slide? Well, in my opinion, if you were to get a ARB fridge freezer, go ahead and grab the matching fridge slide. It totally expands your experience, and then that way, rather than having to do this in order to reach all your food and ingredients, you can just operate the slide and it gives you a lot more accessibility. You would commonly see a fridge slide in this kind of setup in overlanding rigs. You'll see them in small teardrop campers. Truck beds like this is a common scenario too, but you can also use this in your hatch, in your SUV. Now, depending on how you want to use it, there are different methods for installing it. So there is a good amount of versatility for this slide. Now, the main thing about it though is no matter where you put it, if you do install it properly, you'll have a very stable fit. This slide is made of steel with a powder coat finish for corrosion resistance. You'll see throughout the slide really good design features. We have some really good welds all throughout. We have a latch over at the base. This latch is reversible, whether you want to use it on the right or the left side. And you have multiple bearings so that you have an easy slide. The thing about these bearings is that they're actually exposed, which is not something you will see commonly on slides. The reason for this is that it happens. When adventure happens, gunk does tend to build up, and this makes it a lot easier to clean and or replace. Before we get too deep into those different features, here's a good example of why you want something that's built super strongly. So this is going to be a more lighter weight slide. This requires that you press down both latches in order to utilize it. And if I pull too strong, I can actually bring this off of its own tracks. So this is great for lightweight applications, but in the case of our ARB fridge freezers, we need something that is a lot more heavy duty, like the ARB fridge slide. As heavy duty as this slide is it going to fit your overlanding rig? So the first question there is, what type of ARB fridge freezer do you have? So I currently have the 38 quart fridge freezer, and then this can fit up to the 47 quart, meaning this is the size small. There is a larger size, which is great for fridge freezers that are 63 quarts and up. In fact, the larger slide can also fit your smaller freezers. You would just need to move the locator brackets when you install the slide. Those locator brackets make it where your fridge freezer stays on your slide. But if you're doing some extreme adventuring and your vehicle is bouncing around, I do recommend getting the extra tie-down kit, which matches with your freezer and your slide. That way you have that extra security. This does have a weight capacity of 176 pounds, so just be mindful of that as you're loading up your cooler with all kinds of food. This has a 75% extension. So what that means is currently this size tray is 28 3/4 inches long. Now it extends out 22 inches, which is a really good extension, but comparing this with the slide for the ARB Classic Coolers, that one has an option of full or 3/4 extension. I like the 3/4 extension because then I still have that strong weight capacity while having that good access for where it latches in, and then I can access my food. This has 2 latching spots, extended where you can't push it back in, or fully latched in. So that is something to be mindful when planning out your camp kitchen. You can't latch it in the in-between spot, or else it'll just slide back and forth. Depending on where you install it, whether it's a truck bed or a camper or in your hatch, you do have to be mindful of the dimensions this entire rig is going to take up, as well as be mindful of where your power source is in order to plug in your freezer. Now, the installation or mounting process, they keep it very straightforward so that you can play around with those different scenarios. Hardware to mount it to your vehicle is not going to be included though. So I'm going to show you how I got this set up in the truck bed as well as what tools I used. Start by installing your locator plates. These will fit along your fridge slide depending on the size of your fridge. Hardware is included. And then you are going to use an 8mm wrench to tighten this hardware down. When mounting it to your surface, there are going to be these holes along the slide. So I'm using a 5/16 drill bit right where I want to mount my hardware. Hardware is not included with this fridge slide because of the different ways you can mount it. I use 5/16 bolt and washer, as well as another flat washer and lock nut for underneath. I have this mounted to plywood in order to properly mount it into our truck bed and clear our tailgate, but however you mount it, whether it's directly to the cabinets in your camper or to your truck bed or vehicle, this is going to be the overall view of how to get your fridge slide set up for your fridge. So for my own adventures, if I was going to be using the ARB fridge freezer, I would absolutely try to figure out a way to install the fridge slide in my setup. I love how strong, how durable, and how heavy duty this slide is. And this is definitely going to be a custom fit fridge slide. I know for other brands, they try to make it more versatile to work with other fridge freezers. In the case of ours here, because of the design of the locator plates to fit around the legs of the fridge freezer, as well as because of how the tie-down kit is designed, I don't see it being used with other brands unless you figure out a way to fit those accessories to your own fridge freezer. So not as recommended. If you are using an ARB fridge freezer, I definitely recommend that tie-down kit just for that extra security. As you're hauling this around, using it, moving it back and forth, it's nice to have something that you can rely on to stay strong during all those different adventures. So whether you're looking for a fridge slide or even an ARB fridge freezer or any of the accessories you would use with it, you can find them right here on our website. Hopefully this video helped you out with just seeing how this slide works, how it compares to other slides you might see on the market, as well as how well this will work with your own fridge freezer. This was a look at the ARB fridge slide for your ARB coolers. My name's Evangeline and I hope you enjoyed the journey.